Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today we're going to be talking once more about Xela technologies. Now, I did cover this topic before in my last video, but today hopefully we're going to be coming with new due diligence pieces, technical analysis, and again what I think about this one and where it's going to move now that we have more data points. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So Xela Technologies, if you haven't watched my last video, which I do recommend that you watch it in the description below, they have multiple different industries: banking and financial services, high-tech, media and publishing, consumer and retail, insurance, legal, public sector, education, telecommunication, energy and natural resources, life science and pharma, travel and hospitality, healthcare, and manufacturing, with different solutions as well. And they also have different case studies, etc. So who they are, it can't be summed in one sentence, but they try to put it here. They're a global leader in business process automation. We're constantly refining our technology and developing ideas to better serve more than 4,000 customers in more than 50 countries. We connect clashing systems, upgrade inefficient processes, and provide the customized insight you need to elevate your organization. Now, Xela Technologies had a bit of a massive push just recently and then started dropping. So we're going to refer to that in a second. Just a quick thing, and I'm not sure if this is actually accurate, but the price over sales appears to be around 0.10. The SP 500 price over sales ratio is around 3.19, which is around 30 times more than this reported one on Finviz. Again, I'm not exactly sure whether this one is accurate or not, but if it is, then this one can really go multiple times, to be specific, 30 times, and still be within that SP 500 average. Now again, it's an SP 500 average, so you might not be able to compare them closely, but 0.10 is one of the lowest price over sale values I've seen. Now, on another part is their SEC filing. And so with their SEC filing, they're entering in up to $150 million shelf offering. And what does that mean? Well, I'm just going to read it here. That the company itself offered by the prospectus supplement and accompanying prospectus, in accordance with the terms of sales agreement, from time to time, we may offer and sell shares of our common stock having an aggregate gross sale price of up to $150 million. Through or to applicable agents acting as sales agents or principal pursuant to this NASDAQ market at market price or mutually agreed terms between the applicable agents and us. And so what does that mean? Well, it's not really an offering in that sense, but they have basically ammunition to throw in an offering. Now, a lot of people have been a bit more cautious and a little bit more nervous about that $150 million figure. I'll talk about it in a second. But they announced the completion of the $100 million and that they're now going towards a $150 million program. So I'm just going to read it here. They announced today that it has completed its $100 million at the market equity program announced on May 27, 2021. In addition, Xela has entered into an additional $150 million at the market equity program. The company intends to use the net proceeds from the offering for the purchase or retirement of debt and other general corporate purposes, including funding of its development program, commercial planning and sales, marketing expenses, general administrative expenses, acquisition or license of additional product candidates, or business or working capital. So what does this mean? It means that they have completed and raised $100 million since May 27, 2021 through raising shares, and they're entering now into another $150 million. They still didn't tell you how much or when they're going to be completed and how much is the net proceeds, but let's assume it's $150 million. So initially, their market cap appears to be around $120 million. So when you go back to the SEC filings and you see $100 million, which is probably, by the way, not accounted for, that's double, or around, they doubled their market cap that way. So they diluted by half. At another $150 million, additional to $100 million, it becomes an original of $100 million compared to an additional $250 million market cap. So what does that mean? It's almost a saying as if you bought back in March, your shares are now worth around 1/4 of what they are right now, based on the entire general market cap and the dilution process. So for instance, let's say you had 40% voting power as person A back in March. Currently, with the same amount of shares, you have 10% voting power. That's what dilution is. It doesn't really drop your prices, but it's usually bad news, and that's why you saw it dropping down after these SEC filings were put out. Now, before moving on towards technical analysis, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right corner, drop a like, and if you would like to join our Discord to chat a bit more, totally free in the description below. And let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint of view, what we actually started getting to see here is that on the 1 month, 1 day perspective, the ADX is starting to pick up. And what does that mean? The ADX is an average directional index. And what it does show is momentum in general and the price movement for the action, price action to be specific. Now, for this one here, it's sitting closer to 25, and around 25, that's where you start seeing trends. However, it is coming down from 311 down to around 188. And on the willing percent R, which is very similar to the relative strength index, also known as RSI, this one is neither overbought nor neither oversold, so it is currently establishing somewhere in terms of an equilibrium. In terms of the MACD though, the histogram appears to be declining a little bit downwards, signaling in be careful, accumulation or a negative reversal. And you get to see that this can be fairly labeled as a negative reversal or a pullback. Now, in terms of momentum, it's still very bullish, and all the moving averages are bullish, but again, they're all crossing and touching, which is almost like a fuse bomb in that sense that it can go either direction. Now, in terms of a 2-hour perspective, I didn't really ever do this, you get to see that the MACD was on the negative side, it's attempting to go on the positive side, and the willing percent R is highly on the oversold part, so in technicality, a momentum would bring in more buyers. Also, don't forget that there is something currently going on called short sale rule, which means short selling is restricted in the next 24 hours, or not really 24 hours, but in the next trading session, that be it Monday or Tuesday, my bad, July 4th. And in terms of here, you get to see that a positive reversal could be likely. In terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, both are actually dipping down and telling you to be careful of the next support. And in terms of the moving average bands and the Bollinger Bands, so first off, the moving average band expects this one to trade 177 on the top, 161 in the middle, and 145 in the bottom. Now, in terms of the Bollinger Bands, which is also again a momentum band, you're seeing that 225 seems to be the top ceiling, and the floor is at 96 cents. Again, don't expect this one to trade between the two with high volatility, but keep in mind these to be a support and resistance level. In terms of Fibonacci retracements, the reason why I'm showing you this one is again high frequency traders and institutional buyers pay attention to this. In terms of Fibonacci retracements, the resistance is at 279, 375, 453, 530, 641, and 782. The support lies at 123. And now we can take a look into just normal supports and resistances. Key points you need to worry about. So the first one is a support. The support level is at 171 currently. You need to really worry if it does cross below there. The next one is 158. The next one is 146. And if it does touch there, it's not far off from 127 to 123. And in terms of resistances, a very strong resistance does occur closer to the 205 to the 215 level. Above that, you're looking into 238, which is very strong, 253, another strong one, 281, and then up to 312. And then from there on, you're seeing up to 366, 397, going to 416, and then it starts jumping up higher. So it comes to the question, Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, definitely with their massive market cap addition or dilution in that sense, you're thinking about you starting with 100 million, you're adding $100 million at market equity, additional to 150 million, things start to dilute way too fast. And in that sense, that's why you're starting to see a lot of people selling from that jump. The basic news came in at a wrong time, or actually probably was even calculated to kind of do minimum damage to this kind of jump here. And in that sense, or at least I mean like before 123, they wouldn't want to put it out there. They waited until it jumps up and then put it out. So I do expect for it to at least start accumulating very closer to the 176 range, to perhaps the 150 range, and then from there on it would just be basically be in the mercy of future PRs where you can expect volatility to occur. Now with that amount of money, you probably will start expecting for them to say, hey, we're debt free, we have enough cash, we're going to do this and that hopefully will bring in bullish price action where the price point can significantly increase back towards the bullish side, and hopefully at that time they don't give you another at the market offering or at the market offering program. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.